if you were to get anywhere near the truth of the nature of things, all right, the first thing you've got to do is get to the basics. Now, all around us, and for most so-called living creatures, they see secondary things. It's only we human beings that are starting to learn the basics, right? What is the basics? It's so simple. Yet, as simple as it is, the so-called experts can't see it. Right? We look up to them as if they're, highly educated and know what they're saying. Well, let me tell you now, if you stop and do a bit of, use a bit of common sense, logic and reason, you can see the stupidity in their arguments, or what they put forward. Let me give you just a few examples. First of all, the universe is very simple. It's only made up of matter and space, with the matter moving. The matter is highly combinable and uncombinable, over and over again. That's all it is. It's nothing else. Right? All the rest is a combination of the matter particles. That's all the rest is. Right? They say the origin of the universe. There's no first origin. The matter particles and everything that exists have always existed. The matter particles have always existed. Right? So, and the origin of life. There's no such thing as the origin of life, because all is a degree of life. There's no demarcation when life first started. Right? You go back to the cell and the electrons, neutrons, you name it. Right? No first origin of life. So there's no first origin to anything. And yet half these experts coming out and telling you about the origin of the universe and the origin of this and the origin of that, they're dealing with secondary things. Now, we may not know the history of the secondary things, right, in detail. But if you want to generalise, you can generalise and get the general truth. It's always existed. Otherwise, it would have all had to come out of nothing. So that's all we are. We're all robots. Everything is robotic. Everything is inevitably what it should be there. But because we have learned to think, right, and analyse the secondary things, we often put the same connotation on the basic things as we do on the secondary things. That's where we're making a mistake. Right? I'll admit it's amazing that unthinking matter can evolve to the point where it recognises its own existence and that of everything else. But that's just the way it is, like it or not. So don't think we are important in a way for our own little lifespan, right? But in general, nothing's really important. Nature doesn't care, right? They're going all about the origin of the universe, the origin of everything about us, right? Natural things, natural evolution, all the rest of it. Even that's inevitable, right? So once you understand that and just accept those three basic things I've just told you: indestructibility of matter that has always existed, indestructibility of space, and the conservation of energy. So they call it conservation of energy, which is really that the motion of those particles have always existed. Otherwise, it would have had to start up from everything would have been inert, and all of a sudden, for no reason, it started to move. Right? So that's all it is: infinite space, infinite matter, and infinite movement. And movement is only we put a fancy word on it. We call it energy. That's all the movement is, only energy. And that's all it is. And all you scientists out there, all you bloody bigwigs that think you know everything, right? Think you know everything, and all your detail is variations on a theme. That's all you're detailing. The general public want the real truth, but you don't give it to them, do you? You want to keep them in fairyland, all right, and make out you know what you're talking about. So that is the answer there, right? And you hear these blokes talking about the uncertainty principle. Nothing uncertain in nature. Everything happens inevitably, right? Free will and all this. See, this is what the religious people go on with, right? And the scientists go into what's his Martin Rees, right? Speck of energy coming out of nowhere, no bigger than an atom, right? Expanding a trillion times to the size of a grapefruit, and then expanding to be the universe. In other words, more coming out than went in. Right? Nature's not like that. Nature is purely mathematical. You can't get more coming out than went in. So, the Big Bang they go on about, you want to know how it came about? It gradually came in together, right? Pressure from gravitation, which is only the movement of matter particles anyway, right? Cosmic radiation forced it all to come together, and then it exploded, and as much went out as what there was that went in. You guys out there, idiots, right? Why don't you tell us the bloody truth? I'm only a layperson, right? Absolute layperson. And I can see it. I'm no bloody genius, I can tell you that now. Hardly remember my own name. Yet you guys out there make out you know everything. You're no less than me. You see, it's not how much brains you got or how functional they are. It's the direction in which you use it. I was just a bit lucky, coincidental, that I used my brain in the right direction in most ways. I'm awake up now. I've twigged to all the con men, the politicians, the medical profession, right? Cosmology, scientists, right? Oh, yes, they've got a lot of secondary things right, but they can't get their basics right. And with that, not having their basics right, a big percentage of their secondary things is fairyland, right? So get a bloody life and stop conning us, right? And you religious people, I can't believe in this day and age, and especially you bloody Muslims, backside in the air, head down on the ground, waving backwards and forwards, and the men wanting so many virgins for killing a bloody, what? Anyone that doesn't agree with them. Yeah, and the Christians, of course, they had the Reformation and the Spanish Inquisition. They're idiots too. They're all idiots, right? Dressed up. Oh, they wear all these fancy bloody clothes and wave bowls of smoke, eh? You should be all in a mental institution. That's where you should be. In fact, I think some of the mentalists people in there are more rational than what you are. Killing each other for no reason or other. Slight variation of your stupid beliefs. So anyhow, I'll just sign off at that. But I could go on a lot more about science. All right? Anyhow.